exercise, since you're welcome to just go ahead and start with what we have here, which is, I'm calling it cornucopia. Bounty of sorts. It's not a classic, clearly, but it's a riff on the very traditional cornucopia thing where you might have fruits and vegetables coming out and wine and lobster and so it is not as elegant, nor is it as traditional. But it is newspaper wrapped flowers as though they've been thrown down on the table. Different collections of fruits or vegetables, but groupings where are either falling out of a dish, open dish. So the cornucopia thing, I mean, everyone probably knows what a cornucopia technically is. And so, the open bowl here is meant to suggest that whole idea. You, of course, do not have to do every single thing. If you find an angle on it that you make it approachable, do how little or how much you want. So there you are for the main subject matter. And let me now just mention the brush exercise, which is, and I have some scrap pieces here of a sort of a poster board, and if you pick if you want to do one of those, which is what I use, it has two sides. Don't use the shiny side because it'll just bead up and you won't get it. But here are some of these. These are some lovely pieces of mat board. One that's a textured side, one like that. And then I also, again, have the Bristol board, which I maintain is a super paper playbook. So I have this piece of it, and there's another piece here. I choose to use that. Thinking about the brush and seeing, I'm going to do a sort of an iris thing again, and I'll just do a little thing out of my head with my memories of iris. And I'm not Jackie Saunders, so, who probably could do them with her eyes shut, but she doesn't. She does them with her heart open. I mean, she knows what she does. Then think about your brush as you do this, just so that you're observing what happens. Is it conveying the right amount of liquid pigmented wash onto this paper? Is that what you expected? Do you need to? Can you twist your hand in a way so that you go with the directions of the thing? Hold it differently, perhaps. I mean, maybe you always hold it up here or whatever, but try not to be doing this. Even if you never do that, I mean but even if you always do that and do perfect paintings, don't for this thing, try, it's trying to really see the relationship between your brain and going kind of brainless, so you just instinctively get just the amount of pigmented wash. Here, where I wanted it lighter. Here, where the where you get the concentration of the furled. What are the words? Furled the iris bud. I want even more of a color in here now, and I am moving the brush around a little bit as though I were, I think I said caressing. Did I say that in the handout? As though you are caressing the persimmon, the baby. I just did sort of about 8 or 10, so and if you've looked at it, just hand it to someone else.
Sort of like contour paint.
It's contour too. Now I am changing often the direction of my brush. I'm using, the tip or maybe in parts, we'll go back to this, so that the direction, the caressing, as it were, of the pedaling or whatever you're doing is sort of integral with your thing. You're exploiting it. It's those, you have a little extra machine to do stuff. Now, and this is not an exercise you need to spend a whole lot of time on. If you choose to do it, you don't even have to do it. But if you can lose yourself a little, I mean, when I'm talking, I'm not losing myself at all. I'm just trying to think, where am I? So if you can get sort of zoned into it, so that you really are responding to it, it's not you first, it's the brush first, and that the brush is picking up stuff that, and you can look at it and say, aha, when I do this kind of turn, it does that. And that's about it. So
Bristol board will pick up that.
Bristol board, yeah, this is the Bristol board.
Is this Bristol board?
No, this is the, I had a few pieces of this, it's like poster board, very shiny on the back. Don't use the shiny side. Now, but the Bristol board is more absorptive than this. This is a little bit, well, actually they're sort of similar. A little bit similar.
But they seem to reflect your brush strokes more than a traditional, say,
Yes,
arches done for
which
you,
is why, right. And the mat board, if you pick a piece of mat board, reflects your brush strokes in a way, in a kind of different way, which is it sucks it up so much that it says, okay, that's your brush stroke, thanks, goodbye. So it makes you have to make your brush strokes just what you want them to say. And this, this may be alien to anybody's style, but if it helps you to caress the form, to follow your brush, let your brush do some